The sky changed on a cold night. People across the world saw the same thing, bright lights moving in the sky. At first, they thought it was just stars, or maybe a meteor shower, but the lights were too slow, too perfect. They moved in strange patterns. They stopped over cities. Then they waited. No sound, no message, just silence. In New York, people came out of their homes and pointed at the sky. In Tokyo, traffic stopped as people stared at the glowing shapes above. In Nairobi, children shouted with joy, thinking it was magic. But it was not magic. It was the beginning. The ships were huge, dark, smooth like stone. They hovered in the sky like they were watching. The world waited for something, a signal, a light, a voice. But there was nothing. For 3 days, the ships just stayed in the sky. Then, people began to disappear. In a small town in Alaska called Blackridge, something strange happened. A local police officer called the state headquarters. His voice on the radio was shaking. "Everyone's gone," he said. "The whole town. It's empty. No bodies. No blood. Just gone." The connection went dead. The U.S. Army sent a special team to check. It was a cold, silent morning when Echo Squad arrived in Blackridge. Snow covered the roads. Houses stood quiet, doors open. Food still on the tables, but no people. "Where did they go?" whispered Sergeant Cole, the team leader. Private Jenna looked around the school building. No signs of struggle, no blood, no broken glass. It's like they just vanished. They found strange marks on the ground. Deep claw marks, burned patches of snow. One soldier scanned the area with heat sensors. "There's something out there," he said. "Big, moving fast. It's not human." The soldiers moved carefully through the town. Cameras on their helmets recorded everything. Then they heard it, a loud, sharp screech from the trees. Something was watching them. They turned around, but nothing was there. That night, Echo Squad set up camp inside the police station. They used night vision cameras and motion sensors. The town was quiet, too quiet. At 2:13 a.m., the alarms went off. Motion detected. The cameras caught a shadow, something tall, fast, almost invisible in the dark. Then screams. The team was under attack. One by one, soldiers went silent. The cameras showed flashes of something. Claws, sharp legs, something moving too fast to see. Private Jenna's body cam showed her hiding behind a car. She was breathing hard. "I can't see it. It's in the shadows." She turned her head. The camera caught a shape standing just behind her. Tall, armored, insect-like. It had red glowing eyes. Then static. In Washington, the Army reviewed the video. Only one man returned from Blackridge, Sergeant Cole. He was hurt, bleeding, and shocked. "They're not here to talk," he said. They didn't say a word. They didn't ask for peace. They came to hunt. The president held a meeting with world leaders. No one knew what to do. The aliens didn't answer any signals. No way to talk. No way to understand them. Satellite images showed more small towns going silent. In Canada, Russia, Brazil, always quiet, always clean. No bodies. Just gone. And always the same clues. Claw marks, burned earth, strange smells in the air, like something not from Earth. People started to panic. Cities locked down. Airports closed. Fear spread faster than the news. Social media was full of strange videos, blurry images of alien shapes, people running, strange sounds in the night. A boy in India posted a short video from his village. It showed a large shadow moving behind his house. Then his phone fell. The video went viral. No one heard from him again. Scientists and military experts met in secret rooms. They studied the videos. They looked at the movement, the weapons, the sounds. They agreed on one thing. These things are hunters, said Dr. Lina Ray, a leading xenobiologist. They are not machines. They are alive. And they are here for a reason. Back in Alaska, a rescue drone found something in the snow. A camera. It belonged to Private Jenna. The last frame on the camera showed the alien up close. Its armor looked like bone. Its face had no mouth, just those red eyes. And it was looking directly into the lens. The camera powered down right after. But before it did, it caught one last sound. A voice. Not human, not clear, but it said something. Next. City. People thought the aliens would attack the big cities first, but they were wrong. The real danger started in the quiet places, small villages, old farms, dark forests, places where no one watched. The aliens hunted in silence. They moved fast. They took people one by one. Soon, reports came from all over the world. Whole towns were disappearing. No one could stop it. Then the first open attack happened. In Texas, a small military base lost contact with its soldiers during the night. A drone was sent in the morning. What it recorded shocked everyone. The base was destroyed. Vehicles burned. Weapons melted. No human bodies were left. Only armor, boots, and blood. In one corner of the base, the drone found something new, an alien weapon. It looked like a spear, but it was made of metal no one had ever seen. It was still hot. The world finally understood. The aliens were not just watching. They were not explorers. They were killers. And they were winning. Governments tried to fight back. Jets flew over forests, dropping bombs. Soldiers searched empty towns. But the aliens were smart. They didn't fight like humans. They used shadows, speed, and strange weapons. Most of all, they used fear. In Germany, a special team was sent into a forest to trap one of the hunters. The team never came back. Their last message was short. It's not alone. In a lab deep under the Rocky Mountains, Dr. Lina Ray studied the body of the alien killed in Alaska. It was tall and strong. Its skin was like black armor, hard to cut. Its arms ended in claws. Its body had many cuts, but it was not dead. Not yet. We shot it 5 times, said a soldier. It didn't fall. Lina cut open the armor. Inside, she found something strange. A second creature was attached to the alien's brain. A parasite, alive and moving. This thing controls it, Lina said. The hunter is just a body. The real brain is this. The parasite was still alive. Meanwhile, in Montana, a small group of survivors set a trap in the woods. They had seen the alien move before, fast, silent, deadly. But this time, they were ready. They used fire, sharp spikes, and noise bombs. When the alien came near, it got caught in the trap. It screamed, a loud, high sound that shook the trees. The people didn't stop. They threw fire on it, shot it with everything they had. Finally, the alien fell, dead. The survivors cheered. It was the first time humans killed one by themselves. But then, the dead alien's body began to move. It wasn't coming back to life. It was sending a signal. Inside its chest, a light blinked fast. A red pulse. "What is that?" someone asked. The leader of the group shouted, "Get back. It's calling others." They ran just before the body exploded. Back in the lab, Dr. Lina studied the alien's parasite. It had no eyes, no mouth, but it was thinking. Its brainwaves were strong. "It's learning," she said, "watching us. Every time we fight back, it gets smarter." The parasite moved again. Suddenly, the alien body on the table twitched. Lina stepped back. "It's not dead," she whispered. "It's waking up." Soldiers rushed in. They pointed guns at the alien. But the creature didn't attack. It looked around, slowly, then spoke. Not in its own language, in broken English. "More, coming," it said. Everyone stared in shock. "What's coming?" Lena asked. The alien lifted its head. "Not hunters, harvesters." The room fell silent. Lena looked at the soldiers. "If these are just hunters, what are the harvesters?" The alien gave a strange sound, not quite a laugh, not quite a cry. Then it said, "They do not hunt. They take everything." Now the truth was clear. These hunters were not the full army. They were just the beginning. Earth had not been chosen for war. It had been chosen for harvest. Humans were scared, but they were not weak. All over the world, people started fighting back. Soldiers, scientists, and even normal people began to understand the aliens, how they move, how they hunt, and how they think. Aliens were strong, but they followed a pattern. They liked dark places. They moved at night. They avoided loud sounds, bright lights, and strange metals. And most of all, they did not expect humans to learn so fast. In a desert town in Arizona, a plan was made. A fake town was built in the open desert. Empty houses, cars, power lines. Everything looked real. Heat machines were placed in buildings to show fake human bodies. Sound speakers played voices and footsteps. It was a trap. A special team waited underground. They watched from screens. Drones flew high in the sky. Everyone waited for the aliens to come. On the third night, they arrived. 3 aliens landed silently. They moved fast, checking houses. One of them stepped into a building. Inside, the heat sensor showed a fake family sitting around a table. The alien walked in. Boom! The building exploded with fire and magnets. Sharp spikes shot from the walls. The alien screamed as its armor broke. The other 2 ran, but the team was ready. From under the ground, metal nets shot up. Traps locked their legs. Soldiers jumped out and opened fire, using special bullets, acid, and flamethrowers. The fight was quick, brutal. 2 aliens died. 1 was captured alive. Back at the base, Dr. Lena Ray stood over the captured alien. This one looked different. Taller, with silver armor. Its body was hurt, but it was breathing. Lena stepped closer. The alien looked up at her. Its red eyes were dull now. It was in pain. She asked, "Why are you here? Why are you killing us?" The alien said nothing. She pointed at the parasite inside its armor. "This controls you, right?" Still no answer. She turned away. But then, a voice came. Low, broken. "They sent us to hunt, to learn, to count." Lena turned sharply. "To count." The alien nodded slowly. "We find strong ones, weak ones, fast ones, slow ones. They choose who to keep, who to burn." Lena's face went pale. "Burn?" she asked. The alien spoke again. "Harvesters, follow us. They do not hunt. They clean. They take all. Metal, water, life." Across the world, survivors shared information. Traps worked. Fire worked. Magnets confused the alien parasites. Humans used this to make weapons. People were no longer hiding. They were fighting. In Brazil, villagers used mirrors and sunlight to burn an alien. In Poland, a farmer used a microwave trap to cook one alive. In India, school children made alarms from soda cans and wire to warn their village. The hunters were not gods. They could bleed. They could fall. And now, they were scared. At the Global Command Center, Lena showed a new map. It came from the alien's memory chip. It showed other planets marked with red signs, all gone now. Dead worlds. Burned black. Earth was next. But there was one last signal sent from the alien ship. A pulse. A call. "We killed their team," Lena said. "But they already called the harvesters." A large screen showed a countdown. 6 days. That's how long Earth had before the real monsters arrived. In the dark sky, high above Earth, deep in space, 3 giant ships began to move. They were bigger than cities. And they were coming. The countdown had begun. Earth had only 6 days before the harvesters arrived. World leaders met. Armies prepared. Scientists worked without sleep, but nothing felt enough. Dr. Lena Reyes stood in front of a large screen, looking at the alien map. The 3 red marks in deep space were moving. Slowly, but with purpose. They are not just ships, she said. They are cities, machines, alive in some way. And they are coming to take everything. In space, one of Earth's satellites caught the first clear image. A massive black shape was flying through space, like a shadow with burning lights. Long arms moved slowly, collecting pieces of dead space rocks, eating them, breaking them down. Like a factory, the scientist whispered. It's building something. Maybe more machines, maybe weapons. And then, the satellite went dark. It had been destroyed. On Earth, fear spread again. In big cities, people tried to run. In small towns, people hid. Some gave up, but others prepared to fight. In the underground base, Sergeant Cole met with Lena. "You think we can stop them?" he asked. Lena shook her head. Not with strength, but maybe with traps. Cole smiled. That's what we do best. In the forests of Canada, humans tested a new trap, EMP bombs that shut down the aliens' tech. In Australia, engineers built sound cannons to confuse the parasites. In Africa, old mines were turned into death tunnels, deep holes where aliens could be lured and destroyed. All around the world, the hunted were becoming the hunters. Then, on the 4th day, something huge entered Earth's sky. One of the harvester ships had arrived early. It didn't land. It floated high in the sky, black and silent. It blocked out the sun in parts of Europe. Its surface was covered in moving machines, like insects crawling all over. Then it dropped something. A long metal object fell fast. It crashed into the ground near Berlin. The ground shook for miles. A tower rose from the crater, black, spinning. It began sucking energy from the earth. Power lines went dark. Water started boiling. Plants died nearby. "It's draining the planet," Lena said. "That's how they begin." The President of the United States gave one final order. Attack the tower. Airplanes flew in. Tanks rolled forward. Missiles launched. But nothing worked. The tower had a shield. Every missile was stopped midair. Every bullet melted before it touched. Then, the tower responded. It fired a beam into the sky. The beam hit one of Earth's satellites. It turned red, then fell, burning like a second sun. It hit a city. Paris was gone. The world went silent. Sergeant Cole slammed his fist on the table. "No more running," he said. "We stop that thing, or Earth dies." He looked at Lena. "You have a plan?" She nodded. "Yes, but it's crazy." "Good," Cole said. "Crazy might be all we got." That night, a small team flew under the tower's shield using alien tech stolen from a dead hunter. The ship was fast, quiet, invisible to the tower sensors. Inside the ship were 5 humans. Cole, Jenna, the only survivor of the Blackridge attack, 2 engineers, and Lena. Their mission: get inside the tower, find the core, destroy it from within. As the ship flew into the tower's base, the inside lit up. Machines moved along the walls. The air was hot. The lights were red. Jenna whispered, "It's like a living thing." They reached the center. A giant heart-like core pulsed with black and red light. Tubes moved in and out. Liquid metal flowed through. Lena placed a bomb beside the core, a powerful one, built from alien energy. Suddenly, the tower woke up. Alarms blared. Walls closed. Alien guards dropped from the ceiling. Not hunters. Stronger, bigger, faster. Cole shouted, "Fight your way out. I'll trigger the bomb." "No," Lena screamed. "You won't make it." "I'm not supposed to," he said. As the team escaped, Cole stayed behind. He looked at the bomb. He smiled. Then he pressed the button. The tower exploded from the inside. Fire shot into the sky. The shield broke. The tower began to fall. The whole world watched the dark thing crash into the earth like a dead beast. For the first time, humans had destroyed a harvester machine. But up in space, 2 more ships still moved toward Earth. And this time, they knew humans were fighting back. The destruction of the tower was a victory, a small one, but a victory nonetheless. Around the world, people celebrated. They cheered for the soldiers who fought, for the engineers who built the weapons, and for the survivors who stayed strong. News spread that Earth had struck back, and hope began to grow. But the real battle was just beginning. In space, the 2 remaining harvester ships were moving faster. They were no longer just collecting energy from dead planets. They were angry. And now they knew that Earth was not an easy target. Humans had fought. They had destroyed one of their towers. The harvesters would not make that mistake again. Back on Earth, Dr. Lina Ray worked tirelessly. The alien tech was now all around the world. Humans had reverse-engineered their weapons, learned their language, and used their technology. They built new ships, new weapons, and new plans. But Lina had a fear. "There's something worse out there," she said. "The hunters were just the scouts. The real enemies are coming now." In a secret underground base in China, the world's best engineers and military strategists gathered. They were working on a weapon, a huge cannon that could fire directly into space. It was the only way to stop the harvester ships before they arrived. The cannon was ready in just 2 days. The world's armies sent their best teams. It was all or nothing. Meanwhile, in New York, Sergeant Cole's team was rebuilding. Jenna was still recovering from the battle at the tower. The soldiers knew that their fight wasn't over. "We hurt them, but we haven't killed them," Cole said. "We need more than just bombs. We need to hit them where it hurts." Lina joined the meeting. "The harvesters will land in 2 days. We can't wait. We'll use the cannon, but we need to destroy their command center first. It's hidden on the largest ship." The soldiers nodded. They knew what to do. The day before the attack, the alien ships reached Earth's atmosphere. They were so big they blocked the sun in many places. They didn't land. They hovered, scanning the planet. The world's armies waited in silence. They knew it was their last chance. Then, the cannon fired. A huge beam shot up from China, hitting one of the harvester ships. For a moment, everything was quiet. And then, the ship shuddered. It was damaged. The cannon had worked. But it wasn't enough. The ship was still alive. Inside the ship, the harvesters activated their weapons. They sent down hundreds of spider-like drones, each carrying a powerful laser. The drones targeted major cities. They began to destroy everything. In just an hour, half of Tokyo was gone. London was burning. Los Angeles was falling apart. Humans weren't giving up. They had built counterattacks. From the ground, fighters launched at the drones, shooting them down. Soldiers used alien weapons to fight back. But the drones kept coming. They were too many. In space, the 2 remaining harvester ships began to move toward Earth's surface. They were preparing to land. The final battle was about to begin. Sergeant Cole and his team entered the alien ship. It was dark and cold. The walls moved like they were alive. Parasites crawled on the walls, waiting for any sign of weakness. "We need to find their command center," Lina said, leading the way. "Destroy it from the inside." They moved quickly, through long corridors filled with strange technology. It was unlike anything they had ever seen. Then they reached a huge door. It opened by itself. Inside was a large glowing core. "Is this it?" Jenna asked. Lina nodded. "This is where the harvesters control everything." But as they prepared to destroy the core, the main harvester appeared. It was massive. Its body was made of metal and bone, like the other hunters, but much bigger. It had no eyes, just dark holes where they should be. Its body was covered in armor, and it held a long, sharp weapon. "I am the Harvester," it said in a voice that echoed through the halls. "You are too late. Earth is ours now." The fight was brutal. Cole and his team fired everything they had at the Harvester, but it was too strong. Every shot was blocked. Every attack was stopped. Jenna tried to strike with an alien sword, but the Harvester knocked it away with ease. Lena ran to the core. She placed a special explosive. It was their last chance. Suddenly, the ship shook. The cannon beam from Earth had hit again. The Harvester ship was weakened. Cole shouted, "Now, hit it with everything." The team fired again, this time with everything they had. And then, the Harvester fell. Its body broke apart. The ship exploded from the inside. Earth's sky cleared. The two remaining Harvester ships slowly began to leave. They turned, retreating into space. The world had won, for now. But as the humans looked up, they knew something. The Harvesters might be gone, but this wasn't the last time Earth would face them. They had won the battle, but the war was far from over. The battle was over. Earth had won, for now. The Harvester ships were gone, retreating into deep space, leaving behind nothing but ruins. The sky, once filled with darkness and fire, was now clear. Cities burned, but they were rebuilding. Soldiers, scientists, and survivors all came together, stronger than before. The world was changing. Humanity was no longer just the prey. They were the predators. But a question remained. Why had the Harvesters attacked Earth? What were they after? And why did the first wave of aliens, the Hunters, try to test humanity? Dr. Lena Ray stood in the command center, staring at the broken remains of the Harvester ship they had destroyed. She looked at the information that had been recovered from the alien tech. The Harvesters weren't just scouts. They were part of a greater army, one that traveled the stars, hunting and harvesting planets. Lena read through the data. The Harvesters didn't just take resources. They took life, every living thing. "They don't just want Earth's metals," Lena whispered. "They'd want us, all of us, our DNA, our strength. They want to rebuild themselves." In a war room somewhere in the heart of Europe, world leaders gathered. They knew the battle wasn't really over. The Harvesters had left, but they would be back, stronger. "They will come for us again," the president said. "We have only one choice. We fight back. But this time, we fight smarter." 6 months passed since the first alien invasion. Humanity had made huge advancements, using the alien technology that was now in their hands. They had built space fleets, defense systems, and weapons more powerful than ever before. The world had changed. It had grown stronger. But the question remained, would it be enough? In space, an Earth fleet moved out toward the last known position of the Harvesters. Lena stood at the front of the fleet, looking out at the stars. The ships were large, powerful, but she knew they were not invincible. She had seen what the Harvesters could do. "We must end this now," she said, her voice firm. "Earth cannot survive another attack like the last one. We must find their home, destroy their army, and stop them before they can come back." In the deep cold of space, the Earth fleet entered the region where the Harvesters had last retreated. There were no signs of the enemy, no ships, no signals. But then, Lena noticed something. A strange energy signature. It was faint, but it was there. They moved forward, cautiously, as the fleet continued to search. Suddenly, out of the darkness, 3 Harvester ships appeared. But this time, they weren't alone. They were not the same. The ships were huge, far larger than anything the Earth fleet had ever seen. Their hulls shimmered with dark, reflective metal. Their weapons were unlike anything humanity had. They didn't look like the same Harvesters from before. They were new, stronger. A voice boomed across the fleet's communications. "We are the Reckoners," the voice said. "The Harvesters failed, but we will succeed." The Reckoners' ships moved forward, sending waves of energy blasts toward the Earth fleet. The space around them erupted with fire. "Defend the fleet," Lena screamed. "All ships, engage." The battle was fierce. The Reckoner ships were unstoppable. Their weapons burned through Earth's ships like they were paper. The Earth fleet fought hard, launching missiles and laser fire, but it wasn't enough. The Reckoners were too strong. Their shields were nearly impenetrable. Their weapons ripped through the Earth fleet's defenses. Lena stood in the command center, watching helplessly. Half of Earth's fleet was gone. She turned to Cole, who was standing by her side. "We need a new plan. Fast." On the surface of Earth, the world had gone quiet. People watched the battle from their homes. Some were still rebuilding after the First War. Others were running. Everyone was afraid. The Reckoners were here, and Earth was losing. Lena's plan was simple. "If we can't beat them with strength," she said, "we'll beat them with speed." She ordered her team to build a new weapon, a small ship that could slit through the Reckoners' defenses and deliver a powerful strike at the core of their ships. The mission was clear: destroy the Reckoner fleet from the inside. Cole and his team boarded the new ship. It was small, it was fast, and it was their last hope. "Let's make this count," Cole said, as the ship launched into space. They flew fast, avoiding enemy fire. The Reckoner ships didn't even see them coming. They got closer, closer to the heart of the enemy ships. Then they broke through. They planted the explosive, and with one final powerful blast, the Reckoner's ships exploded. The Earth fleet had won. But even as the wreckage of the Reckoner's fleet burned in space, Lena knew one thing. The war was not over. The Harvesters would return. And next time, they would be ready. The end.